So in the next 60, 70 minutes, we're going to try and solve all the problems of existence and discover the meaning of existence, I hope. Just want you to know that my talk is not about motivation. It's not even about inspiration, although I like that word. Inspiration means to be in spirit. Motivation is to be in the mind. It's good, but not as strong as inspiration, right? My talk today is actually about how getting in touch with your true self and unleashing its potential through meaning, through purpose, through context, through relationship, can actually allow you to achieve the impossible. The book that I have here today is called The Future of God. And in one sentence, the future of God is your own personal transformation from an individual to an adept, to a master, and ultimately to your divine essence. A book that I did previously was called God, A Story of Revelation. And it's about how human beings have thought about existence since the time of the Old Testament and up to our present time. And the reason I called it a book of Revelation or a story of Revelation is that as we evolve, as the universe evolves, our understanding of who we are and our existence also evolves. And I'd like to start with a short story about when I did this book. I was traveling around the United States talking about it. And when I arrived in Los Angeles, my son and my then 5-year grandson, who's now 7, they picked me up from the airport. And as we were getting out of the airport, my little grandson, who's, as I said, was 5 at that time, he turned to me and he said, Dada, which is the Indian word for grandfather on the father's side. He said, what is dark energy? Interesting question coming from a 5-year-old. So I said to him, what do you know about dark energy? And he said, it flows through the night sky, which is a gorgeous description. I said, what else do you know about it? And he said, it's 70% of the universe. I wonder how many of you know this. So as we're driving out, and we're driving by Santa Monica, I roll down the window, and we can see the ocean. And he turns to me. He says, how did they make the ocean? I said, who make the ocean? He said, they. I said, no, you have to be precise if you want a scientific answer. What do you mean by they? And so I saw his little wheels turning, and he reframed the question. He said, how did the ocean get made? So I said, well, it got made the same way as the Earth did. We're a piece of rock that fell off a giant star, and that's called the solar system. Do you know how many planets there are on the solar system, in the solar system? Decided to turn the question around. And he said, well, if you count Pluto, there are 9. But a lot of people don't think Pluto is a planet, so in which case it would be 8. I said, and where did the solar system come from? He said, from the galaxy. I said, which galaxy? And he said, Milky Way. You know, by now I'm thinking, who's this kid? You know, in India, we think everything recycles, including souls. So I'm getting names like Galileo in my head. I said, where did the universe come from? He said, from another dimension, without batting an eyelid. So by now I'm really confused. And I say, how do you know all this? And he said, it's on my Pokemon.